What is up guys, it is Simba here and welcome back to the channel for yet another league racing video. And today it's going to be the last episode of WOR this season. It is round number 10 for the Austrian Grand Prix, and sorry it's been a while, but we're back. And if my voice sounds a bit different, I have conveniently come down with something. I think I sore throat, so yeah, great. We're back with the league racing content, and we're here for round 10 for the Austrian Grand Prix, and you can see we're about to get ready to start our first lap of this session. And yeah, if you enjoy this content, make sure you subscribe for more. As you can see, Shazoo Venom has done a 1 minute 3.6 for his first lap, so I think we can do a pretty decent job with the first lap, and let's see how we do. Going in towards the first corner, fourth gear, you can't really cut the inside curb at turn 1 anymore, so we take it nice and cleanly, and we're going to press on with the rest of the lap. The reason why we're trying to get this lap in is because there is rain on the way halfway through qualifying. So I remember this happened in AEC last season, and when that happened we lost out because we didn't get a lap in at all. And this lap has not been great, as we're going to go through the final 2 corners into turn 9 first. Though we turn in about 6 years too early. We invalidate on the exit, and yeah, it's just a really scruffy end to the lap. It's a 3.7, so we don't even beat Venom's banker lap, and we're going to have to do it again. We get a new set of tyres, and you can see the clouds have gotten a lot darker, and that means rain is pretty much imminent. So we need to get this lap on the board, or we're in big trouble. Down the main straight towards turn number 1. Fourth gear, as you turn in, we get it completely wrong. That's it. God. You know, Austria's a very short lap. It's 10 corners, and realistically every corner matters. So being 2/10 down in the first sector, you might as well just write off the session, because the 16.1 is a horrendous first sector, and we've got all the time to make up for the rest of the lap, and there's only another 9 corners to do it. Turn 3, there were no meter boards, and turn 4, we are closer to Germany than we are to the apex there. This is not a good lap at all, but we still have to save it. We're still 2/10 down, for goodness sake, as we come through towards turn 6 through 7 and 8 now, as we managed to gain a bit more time. We're still a 10.5 down, which shows how brutal it is to try and gain the time back around here. But through turn 9, we don't turn in too early, so we gain all that time back. The last corner's a bit wide as well, and yeah, just a terrible lap. It's a 3.6. We still don't beat Venom's time, and that is it, because the rain started hitting us by the time we got back into the pits. So that's it. It is P14 here, and honestly, the 2/10s that we dropped at turn 1 were costly. And you know, if we went 2/10s faster in that first sector, we're like P6, maybe even P4. You know, if the rest of the lap was clean, but it wasn't a good lap at all. And yeah, you know, I feel like we are, you know, getting decent results here and there, but the quality's not good enough. But we can still turn it around in the race. So here we go then, time for the race. We're going to be starting on the hard tyres from P14, and this is going to be a real tester for my voice, as yeah, the bad throat is there. But we're going to push through it. This race was nearly 2 weeks ago, so I might not remember everything, so it's going to be an experience for you and I, as we get ready for 5 red lights here for the Austrian Grand Prix, and they are out, and we are underway here at the Red Bull Ring, and the start is not too bad at all. We're nearly pulling up alongside the McLaren of Shazoo Venom going into the first corner. He gets boxed in by the Alpine of Hazara there, and we use that to pass the McLaren going down this straight towards turn 3. Hazara goes for a move on the inside of NVR David. We're going to go around the outside instead at turn 3, and as I knew it would be, there's a bit of carnage going on. We end up going off the circuit. We're somehow still P13, and we've got WR Jerome in the Ferrari already attacking us, going down towards turn number 4. We have a little look at the Haas as well. There's a bit of contact with the Haas. He has a bit of a moment as we barely squeeze through there. I don't know how we managed to not make contact with the Haas as we move up into P12 in this race. So that was a good start from us, and now we could be in the mix for some World Championship points in this Grand Prix. So, decent start.
Yeah, okay, that was interesting. Somehow gained 2 places.
Okay, now stay alert for threats around you.
And I've got a warning already. Good stuff.
So yeah, quite the start to the race. We managed to gain 2 places, but we got our first warning right at the end of the lap there. Just went a bit too wide at turn 1, I think. I think we cut the inside of the last corner. So yeah, not great. I will say, NVR Ogwin is watching this stream as well, so that's why the comms are there, because I'm talking to him whilst I'm doing this race, as we've got TTM Stonks sending it on our inside into turn 3, and he is on the soft, so I'm not going to fight him too hard, and we're just going to let him do his thing on the faster tyres and see if we can follow him through. But we try and make sure that Stonks gets through. Jerome notices this, and he goes down the inside at turn 4, and he gets to position as well. So he's effectively caught us napping there. Pretty poor racecraft from me. Should have tried a bit harder to defend, but we've lost the 2 places we've gained on the previous lap. So we're back down to P14 in this race, but crucially, we are comfortably in the DRS train to the cars in front. And that's the main thing around here, guys. DRS is crucial around Austria, as there's a yellow flag already. I think someone's in the pits after they made contact with us. But as you can see, DRS is crucial, and it's going to get a little bit hectic here. Lap 3, we are right behind Jerome. There's a bit of fighting going on. As you see, Stonks sends it up the inside. Poor Hazara gets pushed off the track. Jerome's going to try and take advantage and snatch another place from the Alpine. Round the outside, he goes into turn 6. Bit of contact between the two.
Yeah,
as we go through turn 7 and 8 now. Who's going to come out in front?
It would be nice to not be caught up in fighting for once.
And it's the Ferrari who gets him. And you can hear me saying it'd be nice to not get caught up in fighting for once, because that is simply how our season's gone. You know, we're comfortably in the train, but thanks to a lot of shenanigans and fighting, we always seem to lose touch to the cars in front of us. As now we're trying to pass the Ferrari of Jerome going into turn number 3. There's a bit of contact there on the inside. We get the outside line for turn 3, and that is the better line through there. So if you are racing on Austria, use the outside line at turn 3. You get very nice drive compared to the car alongside you, as we use that to our advantage and we move back up into P13. In AEC, this would be enough for 2 points, but here in WR, it's the normal point system, so we need to gain another 3 places in order to get into the top 10. As there's a yellow flag, and we've got a safety car on lap number 5. And I was thinking of staying out. You can see I make a last-minute move to the pits, nearly turning into Jerome, but you know, considering where we are, you know, with track position, we're only like 12th, so it does make sense to pit, and everyone else has dived into the pits, so we're going to be on the same strategy as everybody else, and we're going to pit for a set of medium compound tyres, and yeah, we should have a tyre advantage compared to those who stayed out.
Oh, 3 cheeky places, I'll take those, thank you.
And thanks to some double stacking, we've managed to gain 3 cheeky places, and we're up into the top 10. So up to P10 we go in his Austrian Grand Prix. You can hear me talking to Ogwin in the background, saying that I might try and go a little bit longer on this set of tyres to see if we could try and overcut
for
the end of the race. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, because we are underway again here in Austria for lap number 8. So quite a lot's happening already in this race. You've seen the title of this video, and I think this is where things are going to get a little bit more chaotic. You can see Jerome wasn't happy about losing the place. He wants it back. He goes up the inside at turn 3, and there's a few cars going side by side as well. I think we made a bit of contact with the Ferrari on the way through turn 3. So we've lost some ground to the cars in front, and you can hear me not being too happy. As you can see, Shazoo Lurch, I think, up the inside as well. There's like 4 cars fighting for the same piece of tarmac just ahead of us. So it's bound to get a bit chaotic here. As here we go again into turn 3.
Oh my god. Right, Stonks is so stupid. Why have you made that 3 wide, mate? God, man, no one knows how to race, man. It's crazy.
And you can hear my reaction. Stonks goes round for a spin at turn 3 because he tried to make it 3 wide, sending it on myself and Jerome. I don't know, man. I know people are desperate to gain places, but there's no need to send it on everyone. As a result, if you get it wrong, you'll be like Stonks. You'll put on yourself in a spin. There's even more contact. Jerome's out of the race now. And we've got a virtual safety car on lap number 9 now. So That's basically allowed us to recharge our battery again. You can see we've used quite a bit already, and by the time it's ended, we've got a full tank of ERS again. So it's helped us a bit. You know, we're into P9 now as cars are dropping out like flies at this point. We've still got Stonks right behind us, and we've also got Shazoo Venom. I think he got damage earlier. I think that's why the yellow flag was there on lap 2. But he's on soft tyres, so it's important that we just try and pick up places whenever it's, you know, getting a bit chaotic and people keep
honest,
getting off the,
like
you know, drove off the circuit. As
on
onto lap 11, you can see Stonks sends it.
Right, mate, you can't just send it on me like that.
And you can hear I'm not happy again as Stonks just sent it on us, made contact. We try and go up the inside at turn 6, and that's not done anything. Meanwhile, Lou went 3 wide there through turn 7 and 8, and he's lost out. Now we're going to try and leap on the Alfa Romeo mistake there, up the inside, going into turn 9. We make sure we give him space on the exit, and we move up into P9.
Well,
we should be P8 because Stonks literally sent it on us, and we call that a push to pass. So I will send that into the Stewart if he does finish ahead of us in this race. He goes up the inside of TRT Brandox as well, going into turn 1, and he's ahead. So now it's going to get really messy here. Going into turn 3, watch this.
What have I just seen? Oh my god!
Okay, mate, don't worry about the damage. I've got some new strategy options if you go and check your MFD. Safety car, no overtaking, reduce your pace. Keep your delta number positive as we form up. Copy.
I cash it, man. What am I seeing?
Return the
How
position
am I still
immediately.
alive after that? He dive bombed me anyway.
And it's gone wrong. Again.
Well, you see... Right, chat, listen. That moment there sums up my entire season when everyone is fighting each other. I always get shafted.
Okay, go! That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting.
It's never anybody else.
So, we ended up having a collision with Shazoo Venom, who he sent
Would I
it
get a penalty
down
for
the
that collision
inside
with
at turn 3. I was so baffled at the two cars going
Because
off to the
the thing
exit
is-
on the left-hand side, out of turn 3.
The thing is, he
I've
dive
turned into
bombs
Venom,
me.
and we both almost, we
Because
almost wiped each other out
I
the
don't
entire
know.
race.
He just-
I don't know how we're still alive. I ended up apologising to him as well, because I noticed that was my fault. I kind of just moved across. But yeah, we go on the hards to repair the wing. We go on another set of mediums, and this time to get to the end of the race. But we've lost all the progress that we actually made a few laps ago. We're not even halfway through, and you can see what the title is, what it is. I have no idea what's going on in this race. Everyone is sending it like it's the last lap of the Grand Prix, where we've got 22
Right,
laps
let's
to
go
go
again.
as
See
we
what
get
happens now.
underway again. But now it's just a matter of driving at like what, 80%, just to make sure we don't get involved in any other collisions, because that could have easily gone wrong for us, as there's more sending up the inside at turn 4.
The amount of times I've seen like 4 or 5 cars in the same like piece of the track is disgusting. Why are we all fighting each other? The train's over there. Oh my god.
And again, you can hear me just getting annoyed because we're losing time to the cars in front, thanks to all this fighting. As you see here, we've got a car going into the pits. I think that's Andrea going in the pits. He literally is in the way there of me and Dawid, and somehow we don't hit him. Meanwhile, Stones has had another collision down at the straight towards turn 3. I don't even know what's going on. We're up to P14. I think Andrea got damage as well, thanks to all that fighting before. But yeah, we're just picking up places just because people can't drive properly. And on to lap 17. At the end of lap 17, that's Shazoo Venom, who was disconnected, which is very unlucky, and that's the end of his race. As on to lap 18.
I cash it. What? Flo's dead too. What's going on?
TF10 Flo is now out of the race. He's crashed at turn 1, and Stonks is retired as well. So we're down to like what, 14, 13 cars now, and we're halfway. We've reached the halfway point here, guys. We've still got another 18 laps to go, and it's absolute carnage. As we go through the final corner, there's even more fighting going on. Danielle is off into the wall, and we managed to pass the other two cars just before the virtual safety car comes out. And we're up into P9 now. And I don't know how we managed to pass Lou there. We got pretty lucky, but again, that means we can charge the battery again and see if we can save it a little bit better and try and go for moves later on in the race. You can see now, on to lap 21, we're right behind Shazoo Lurch in the Mercedes, as he has a massive moment coming out of turn 3. So now we're going to try and pounce on the Mercedes for making such an error. We're using the overtake button, we've got the DRS, we've got the slipstream of the car just in front of us as we go down in towards turn 4. Nothing quite doing now. We had a bit of a luck, but the Mercedes does well to retain P8. So at this point, we just need to pick our moments, as we've got, I think that's Marciano, Alex Marciano in the pits. And again, the same thing's going to happen. Lurch has made contact with the Williams. I think Lou got damaged because of that, because I think I lagged in front of him. His internet was a bit dodgy. And poor Lou has missed out there, and he's lost out badly. So it's going to be unlikely for him to get points in this race, as Lurch goes wide again through turn 1. He's had another moment mid-corner, and we just fly right past him. And all of a sudden, we were 16th at the start of the, in that safety car restart. We're up into P7 now in this Austrian Grand Prix. I don't know what's going on, but, we're doing our best. We're keeping it as clean as possible. We're down to 12 drivers now, but every point for us matters, because, we're not doing too great in the Drivers' Championship. So if we could score the maximum amount of points, that would be phenomenal, as Lurch goes straight back past us going into turn 3 on lap 24. Still a third of the race to go. We will have to watch out for Marciano towards the end of the race. We don't have to worry too much about Dawid. He's got a 3-second time penalty, and we got the 1 warning from the first lap, so we can still push as much as we want, as we've caught up to Zorzo in the Williams by lap 26. So we've managed to team up with Lurch to catch up to the Williams, and we're going to see how far we can get. P5 is on the cards here right now, which is pretty nice. And now we get a nice run on Zorzo out of turn 3. He gives us a space on the inside, and we pass the Williams, and now we're going to have a go and try and make a double overtake on the Mercedes as well, going into turn 4. And that is probably the cleanest move you will see in this entire video. Up to P5 we go.
That's probably the cleanest move you'll see the whole race.
And there you go. You heard me say it there. I knew it for a fact. I'm pretty sure you guys know it for a fact as well. That is probably the best move you'll see this entire race. It has been nothing but open lobby chaos. And somehow we are P5 in this Austrian Grand Prix with 10 laps to go. So we're on for a massive, massive result. And it really does show that we are getting slightly better at this WR Tier 2 thing. But on to lap 30, the plan has changed. We're going to let Lurch go. He pushes us off the track a bit, and we get a second warning for track limits. But the problem now is TR10 Dirk and Alex Marciano behind us. They pitted, I think, a good 8 laps ago on softs, and they've been catching us at a rate of knots. And as you can see on lap 34, TR10 Dirk is trying to pass us. The plan was, with me and Ogwin, he told me just to sit behind Lurch and wait until the last lap. But I'm thinking at this point, we have to make it sooner. Otherwise, we're going to be a sitting duck. I can't speak properly. We're going to be, if we don't pass Lurch now, we're going to be a sitting duck to the 2 soft runners behind us. So we're going to have to go for it here on lap 35.
Well, I'm going for it.
You can hear me say we're going to go for it. Going into turn 3. Can we get the move done on the outside?
Oh my Jesus.
Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now.
What's wrong with people?
Well, we got through turn 3. Lurch didn't, and he's been spun round by Marciano, who's, again, giving us a bit of a push through turn 4 on the way past. That's going to allow Dirk to get through, and I'm getting quite annoyed. It was funny. It's not funny anymore. I'm not getting bullied, so we're going to show him the door through turn 6. And through turn 7 and 8, Marciano has a massive moment. We go right back past
Oh
him.
my
We have to leave
God.
space for Dirk as well, going round our outside into turn 9. Marciano goes off the track.
Oh, that's definitely illegal, mate.
And you can hear me saying, I'm pretty sure that's illegal. He's gone off the track for no reason.
Surely that's a
I don't know why he's trying an
Well, it's
overtake
illegal.
there when there's 2 cars going side by side already. But either way, he's ahead of us, and I'm getting quite annoyed. You know, I did laugh at the Venom incident, but it's not funny anymore because we're losing out here. As Marciano and Dirk are going side by side again. This is the last lap. We almost go right into the back of the Williams, and that would have been a massive car crash at turn
Mate.
3 if we didn't move out of the way in
What
time.
bullshit
And you can
is
hear me just
this?
getting more and more frustrated as we can't really do much against these guys because of so much faster tyres than us. Dirk is flashing. Marciano moves up to P5 now. So, yeah, this is really not ideal. As, yeah, P5 was on the cards. You can see there's the little orange icon on the bottom right hand side of the screen, which means our tyres have hit over 60%. We were on these tyres since lap 14. They're gone. Dirk's let me through, thankfully. I'm not sure why he did, but I'll take the free position. And we are going to cross the line in P6. What a race.
I think it
And
realised
not in a
what-
good way.
Mate, that has to be one of the most comical races I've ever done in my life. Probably the most. Absolutely no sort of racing at all for the whole race.
And breathe. What a race. Absolute carnage, but we end up getting P6 in the Austrian Grand Prix. The racing standards were simply terrible. Probably the worst racing standards I've seen on this game. Thankfully, we do get promoted to P5 thanks to Marciano getting a penalty for the illegal overtake, which means that's our best finish of the season. Now, I was going to make a video in China, but the pace was absolutely awful, and I wouldn't enjoy making it into a video, so we're going to show you the standings. We finished 18th in the championship. We didn't finish last, but it was pretty bad, and it was mainly just because of qualifying. Monaco was the one that got away, along with Mexico, where the pace was there. We did take advantage of the carnage in Belgium and Austria, but, you know, the pace is there. You know, we're not too bad, but, you know, it's qualifying that needs to be better, because that's where we really got battered. But that is the end of the season. Thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you all in the next one.